We have a special issue this March, which includes some recommendations from our favorite feminists about what books they feel our next president should be reading. A lot of the recommendations are overarching kinds of things. I feel like people were very concerned that the president have some sort of intersectional view of power and prejudice in our society. Many of our recommenders suggested poetry. In fact, Citizen by Claudia Rankine. And her book is kind of a multi-genre exploration of microaggressions and race and how it feels to be a black woman walking around in this country. Several people recommended that book. So it's not a theoretical book, it's really an experiential book. One of our recommenders suggested that the president read the Dr. Seuss book, The Sneetches, which is about racial prejudice, basically, but for children, although I guess for all of us. Several of our writers also recommended books about the Middle East. And again, not so much history or theory, but again, books that would give you some idea of what people's lives are like in that part of the world. Another interesting thread in the recommendations, in addition to the poetry, is that people seemed concerned that the president engaged in some kind of self-care, so that there were several books on meditation that were suggested. Several people suggested books by Thich Nhat Hanh, who's a Vietnamese monk who has sort of been able to combine his pacifist politics with his Buddhism. So people were also very concerned that the president have some kind of, I guess, spiritual approach, although not necessarily from any particular religion.